on YouTube.
Cool.
Oh,
Something about that doesn't roll off the tongue.
I miss Cock of the Walk.
Fuck up the
Pretty
work.
live on YouTube. Cool. Well, then I'll just set the scene where we left off of. So you guys were making your way to the infirmary, where Magiriel was being treated for some stab wounds. This is after you guys got done talking to Bob Barker, and y'all, yeah, Woodford. Woodford and Bob Barker. So you guys did that. You guys ran into Apollos in the hallway moments ago. You guys managed to get to the infirmary. Magiriel is deceased upon pulling back the curtain in a very well populated infirmary. Like there's people getting checkups and stuff done and or random things, and there's nurses and stuff and doctors. So it's you're taken back by the fact that this guy is just who was said to be alive like no more than an hour ago is now dead. And you don't know a cause yet. You literally just came upon this scene. And I think it was who pulled back the curtain?
It was Serge, and he was disguised as the bard.
Aoife, yeah. Aoife.
Yeah. Aoife. Did we have a name for the bard, or is it just the bard?
Zendrath.
Zendrath.
Yeah. That was the bard.
Need to mark that down.
So yeah, it basically cut to black with him pulling back the curtain.
Yeah.
And him just dead. Is there did we describe whether it was like a bloody death or like did it just look like he was unconscious?
His eyes were just kind of like wide open and he's just dead, but you don't see any kind of like mortal wounds on him or anything like that. Just what you can imagine is where they've been treating him. There's like some bandages on it, like on his midsection, but you don't notice anything from where you're standing yet.
Gotcha.
All right. So I just because like we did end truly on like the and
Yeah.
then he's like looking down and he's dead.
Yeah.
I think she would go. Oh dear. And then she kind of like looks down at her hands and like looks back at the body and then looks around. Oh dear. Nurse! And I was just gonna call for the nearest nurse's attention.
Cool. A younger looking Eladrin kind of marches over real quickly. Yes. What is the issue?
There seems to be a problem.
Oh.
He does very much not appear alive.
Let me check his shorts. And then like she runs over and grabs like a little board and is looking over it. He should be. I'm gonna go for help. And she kind of runs off with the chart in her hand.
So crying hysterically as the bard.
Yeah.
Well, Gooby, I'm not hearing any screams. I suppose everything's going all right.
I begin making my way slowly but very sadly out of the infirmary, back out of the infirmary.
You guys see Saoirse come out, and like behind them, there's a little bit of a scuffle as people kind of are going in and out and trying to figure out what's happened to this person.
Just as she rounds like the corner of like the chamber edge or something like that, the door frame, I guess. She just completely like drops back to her original form. She's like, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah. The big dead. Immediately upon seeing him, he's expired. You said there wasn't any immediate.
You didn't really get very close up. I'll let you do like a medicine check with disadvantage. You might just try to quickly see if you notice something.
All right. one.
Oh my god.
You're not.
He's dead.
Maybe there's a chance. Maybe he's alive. You're not 100% sure he's dead.
I forget. Last session, did we determine if any other visitors came through or not yet? Did we discuss with
No.
the nurse? Okay.
There was like it was kind of like open. Like there had been a few like by a few I mean like several had like come in and out like throughout the day. He's pretty well liked individual.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But nobody specific.
So like with that, she'll be like,
Let me double check.
like, well, I did only stare at him for a few moments. Maybe he was holding his breath. And that's
Is
it.
there a noticeable, like, everyone is moving around, if there's a bit of a panic in there at this point?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a commotion going on.
He looks over and just, somehow I think that may not be true.
Well, here's also hoping that the bard is an emotional man.
Did we check with the nurse? See if there's any visitors?
No.
No.
I called her over, and she seemed pretty worried. And then I thought it wasn't a good look to be there alone with a dead person in an infirmary, so I came out here.
Are they tending to him now?
I would assume so, and I guess kind of.
Yeah. They're
He just
there's
starts
currently
taking steps that way.
there's a small crowd gathering around like where he was.
Why would somebody want him dead?
Maybe they
That's
were finishing the job.
Finishing the job. What, you think this conspiracy's deeper?
He was already attacked once.
Were there any other survivors of the attacks?
I believe
Aoife
she
would
said
know
so.
that. Yeah, I think he was the only one.
Yep.
Well, it seems like the only lead we have now are these black-cloaked individuals. Seems like this is going to be a dead end because we can't quite speak to the dead unless. Wait a second. And the wand of Orcus inside of me is like, yes, yes,
We can.
we can. I'm gonna walk in the infirmary.
Drown him in the river.
I'm gonna walk into the infirmary and start pushing people to the side and analyze him first with my knowledge of first aid 1, 2, and 3. Just to make sure he's dead.
He's
Yeah,
just going
dude,
in there. Oh.
Ubi is following close behind.
All right, 17.
You look at him and you quickly realize that your knowledge of first aid 1, 2, and 3 doesn't have any effect after that person is deceased. You're pretty certain they're dead.
Okay, good.
You
Oh,
notice a
Aoife.
fly land on his face and like there's no movement. It's just
Well, he's definitely a goner. I've never done this before, but there's a first time for everything. And I open up my barrel chest, take out the wand of Orcus. Does anyone react?
Wait. It's just Gengu up there amongst like all the nurses now, right? Like Goofy's like not made it there, and Aoife did not go back in. So
yeah.
Gengu's just looking around at the nurses. It's just like never tried this before. I love that.
Pull out
Oh,
the
that's so good.
A skull on a spine as a wand.
Radiating necrotic energy.
you pull that out and you just hear like several like gasp come from
Stand
people.
back.
And then like you notice that like several like very ill patients that have flowers like the flowers droop and die and like fall apart. And like just everybody's kind of like there's a doom and gloom that has just come over this entire room now, and everybody's kind of stays away from you.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Speak with Dead with the Wand of Orcus. And I'm gonna ask, first question, what happened to you?
Alrighty. Speak with that one moment.
Yeah.
One of the nurses is like, the spinal structure on that is incredible.
So intact.
That thing has scoliosis.
Please, everyone, leave the room.
All right. You ask what happened to you?
Yes.
The authority.
The corpse only knew what it knew in life, including
Right,
the
yeah.
that it knew. Yeah, you got it. Doesn't comprehend.
Well, I was
anything.
killed.
Who did it?
I'm not sure.
Were they cloaked in black?
Not this time, no.
Do you suppose they're the same people?
Who else would want me dead?
Do you enjoy being dead?
Not really.
That's my fifth question. That's all I get.
Not really.
I put it back in my chest. I leave and I get to the hallway. Well, there's a first time for everything, but that didn't go too well. He says he was attacked by a black cloak the first time, but not this time, and that's all I got out of him.
Oh.
And Gooby go in there and try to just do a medicine check, try to figure out whether it was poison or something otherwise.
Yeah, go for it.
At 12.
12. You get in there and you realize it's not like any kind of physical wounds to him, but you get this whiff of an aroma that you've smelt before. You can't exactly place it, but it's just kind of like a subconscious like smell that you can remember smelling before.
Does it and immediately bring back any thoughts or like ooh, peppermint?
No, it not really a peppermint, more of a kind of like a stinky, almost necrotic smell.
Rot.
Kinda, yeah.
Well, Goob, any luck?
Doesn't seem to be anything physical from his wounds. Seems may have been possibly poisoned.
Well, seems easy enough to do. When we first got here, I walked right to his bedside without anyone noticing.
Very low security over here.
Problem.
Do we happen to know what
Our only eyewitness.
Do we happen to know what he was getting into before his death? Like any political situations, any arguments, hanging out with the wrong crowd?
Aoife, what you know about him is that he was pretty much a normal person. He was, as stated before, kind of like the town crier, like any kind of news, the queen. He was responsible for kind of passing that along. So his job was respected, but it didn't hold like much power or political importance. And he didn't really have many enemies from what you can tell. He seemed just kind of like a normal individual.
I can't help but feel that the last thing that he cried had something to do with his demise. Someone wanted to shut him up.
About that time, you hear some loud commotion coming from out in the halls that you guys just left to come into the infirmary. sounds like a little bit of a scuffle and argument.
Can we perceive it from the room, or can we not hear it?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for
Okay.
it. Give it a little perception check. Why not?
12.
12. You hear kind of a higher pitched voice, and that's the only one you really hear. It sounds like somebody's having an argument with themselves almost. But you can definitely hear two people kind of like struggling or having a scuffle.
Any content of the argument, or just?
Not really, no. Not the infirmary's kind of hustle and bustling right now because this person is dead. So any specific words are kind of drowned out. You can just kind of lightly hear it in the background.
Do you hear that?
I also I actually did roll on that and got a nat 20.
Oh, you can hear Julep and Rurig having a very heated argument about Julep taking something from the treasury that was not his to take.
There's no way he would have caught me. There's no way.
And if he's looking right at you when you do it,
There's no way.
As I mean, like, there's just a still shot on Gengu looking like down the hallway, and he's like, you know, it picks up what he picks up, and then like kind of Aoife just leans out from his like shoulder, like, I think that's your compatriot.
He's not my compatriot. I'm just the man.
Oh, well,
Phillips, come back.
there, Gooby's compatriot.
Well, Gooby, you want to go greet him? Maybe calm him down a little bit?
Sure. And I'll just start making my way that way.
Make him away.
Make my way.
Cool. You walk back through the infirmary and you open up the door and you see, like a couple other like elves, not really like in a school circle, but just kind of like lining the walls is at this like T intersection of the hallway. Julep and Rurig are in a little bit of a tussle. Rurig has kind of got Julep like wrapped around like the back and like just kind of like trying to hold on to him as Julep is trying to get away, and Rook's just holding on as tight as he can, and like under his breath almost it sounds like Rook's just like, I know you have it, just give it back and we can just be done.
I emerge from the infirmary.
I didn't take it. Everything I have is everything I walked in with.
I didn't see you take it, but I know it's missing. If you go in there, something's always missing. Just give it back.
What do you mean? I've never been in there before.
Submit to a search right now.
No! And then I'm just gonna keep struggling.
Would Aoife have any sort of rapport with Ronik, you said, or
Rurig, yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Ronik?
Yep. Yeah, of course.
Is he kind of like a guard or muscle, or is he like the overseer of the treasury, or?
Yeah, he's the overseer of the treasury. He's a very intelligent, and not like he has a nice stature about him as well.
Okay.
But yeah, he's like the overseer of the treasury. Yeah.
I think yeah, in her time within the court, she would have maybe like tried to chum up a little bit with him, seeing the position that he's in. Maybe, you know, might turn a blind eye if some coin went missing or something like that. And so she's kind of like has a sort of, I would say, like kind of like half flirtatious, you know, almost putting Rurik through it a little bit. So she would like approach and, oh, Rurik, darling, everything's fine?
No, this little shit.
Yeah, no, what she said.
Sure.
Quiet you.
What went missing?
I don't know yet, but I'll find it.
Oh, Rurik. And then maybe perhaps before you threaten a guest of the Queen, you double check your logs.
Yeah, double check your logs.
He kind of loosens the grip on Julep. Don't go far. I'll be back.
Don't worry, I'll keep my eye on him.
And he kind of dusts himself off. He has like a long black kind of like robe on, and he kind of brushes himself, and he gives it like a nice little snap tug and wheels around and walks back towards the where the treasure room would be.
I'm gonna storm down the hallway toward Julep,
Okay.
stomping, and just giving him a menacing look.
I will have buzzed out of the grasp of Rurik and just like planted my feet on the ground, crossed my arms, watching him walk away, and then I'll just turn over to Gingu and just smiling as he approaches.
And I grab him by the shirt and put him against the wall.
Oh, what is this? I just got out of one!
My cubic gate, where is it?
What?
My cubic gate.
I
It's
don't.
gone.
Well, it wasn't me.
You're
I
the
didn't
only
take
one
it.
with sticky fingers over here. Where is
Dude,
it?
look.
Now
I
I'm
don't have
stranded
it.
because of you.
Well, hey, I was stranded once. We do. Yeah, we should find that for you. Right?
was
Yeah,
stranded
yeah,
once.
yeah. We should find that for you. If
know
you put
you
me
know
down,
this.
I'll help you find it.
Gooby just walks over, kind of trying to stand between them as much as possible. Okay, hold on. What is missing?
My cubic gate. It's how I got here. It is how I planned on leaving. I woke up this morning and I didn't notice until I took my wand out of my chest. It's not there.
A small gnome approaches all of you guys. Hello, gentlemen. If I may make observation, maybe we take this fight to the rumpus room. There's no place for you to be combating in the hallways.
You shut up, gnome.
How dare you talk to me like this?
I tower over him.
And he goes straight up against you and looks straight up.
And I use my intimidating presence.
All right.
DC 12. Wisdom.
Mm. Your statue is impressive. But I come from a lineage.
A lineage of tough guys.
The lineage of Lomish warriors. We fought in the great wars of Galgavan. Me and you in the rumpus room right now.
I don't want to fight you, gnome. That would be a bloody massacre.
For you.
Oh, you're a little full of yourself.
Oh.
And I noticed Julep just slipping out of my hand. As
Yeah, I want to try and get out while he's distracted for sure.
I've got one hand pointing
like
at the
it.
gnome and the other one on Julep.
So you do not accept my challenge.
Of course not.
You are what we call a pansy.
Ah, interesting.
Everyone, do not fear this metal man. Groban has won off your intimidation alone. No fighting in my halls. Only in the rumpus room. And he wheels around and like he holds out his hand and like one of the elves on the hall just gives him like a little high five. He just keeps walking down the hall.
And Gengu, feeling slightly out of place, like this isn't his home, decides to lay down a little bit.
Okay.
Rumpus room.
And Julep, I'm just gonna let you go at that point. My strength is a +12, so
I like fly up to like somewhere high up where I can't get grabbed again.
I'm not done with you.
Oh,
I just mock you.
has wings.
Where's that cog?
The cog that
Yeah, the teleporting cog.
it's in the treasure room.
In the treasure room.
Yeah, where the queen told me to put it. For the record, on the record, it's not in the treasure room.
You're right. Yeah.
Come down now.
What? No, you just grabbed me. You're gonna grab me again.
I will not. We'll have a civil conversation.
We're having a civil conversation.
Just get down here.
We're having a perfectly civil conversation from here.
You're lucky I can't jump very high.
Yes, I am.
Ifo leans over to Gooby. Are they normally like this?
Well, I haven't known Pingu Fellow for long, but Philip, yes.
I swear when we get to the bottom of this murder, we will find my cubic gate and I will be getting out of here.
Do I know anything about the murder?
No, you don't know anything that's going on. You don't know any of what they're talking about.
What? Murder? What murder?
Well, you're gonna have to get down here so we can explain it. And plus,
I can hear you from here just fine.
well, we better get out of this hall so we can argue some more.
Deal.
The Rompus room I hear is open.
Perhaps we go to the Rompus room.
What is a rumpus room?
It's a great time.
That's
All right, to the rumpus room then.
About that time, y'all are interrupted once again by a elf with very intimidating stature, very tall, very well built, in like full like golden plate armor. Steps forward, all of you. Hello, I am Officer Tinkerton of the Royal Guard here. We've got reports. There seems to have been a murder in the infirmary, and the last person that was seen with the deceased was Zindrath. Has anybody seen that individual?
Did I? Did
you were Zindrath? You were Zindrath.
Yeah.
But we saw him in the throne room at the very beginning.
Before we left, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very beginning.
That is correct.
Yeah, he's in the throne room.
Oh, thank you. He got over there quick. Must have been nervous about something. I appreciate your honesty. If he's not there, I'll have further questioning for you, Julep.
Not in the throne room?
Yes.
Oh, that's just where I last saw him. How long? That was before. It's been a while. It's been. How long has it been?
How long, Julep? I need times.
Yeah, no, I'm asking.
It's probably
I
been
don't.
like 6 hours, right? Or like 4
Somewhere
hours.
around there, yeah.
That was like 4 hours ago. I'm just saying that's the last time I saw him.
He pulls out a little notepad and scratches down some notes. All right. Anything else? Any other information? Did you see anyone looking shady around here? There's also talks of a large metal man with some kind of death stick in his hand.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be me. As you can see, my hands are free.
You don't own any death sticks.
No death sticks, and if I did, you'd know. Or maybe you wouldn't.
Are you threatening me?
I am not doing such a thing.
Okay.
But I say you go check out that gesture. He was pulling tons of tricks yesterday. Oddly suspicious.
The jester's dead.
The gesture's dead.
No, the new jester.
Oh, Apollos. Yes.
Oh man.
Oh.
I was about to say, oh no.
I just saw him an hour ago.
Fine,
This
I
murderer
won't
is on the run.
You're accusing Apollos of murdering. Would you?
Well, I'm accusing him of tripping my friend here. And playing silly games.
Tripping and murdering is totally different.
Well,
Apollos
it's
is the
quite a
fucking
slippery
man.
slope. Julep! Now, Officer Tinkerton, we are on your side. We're trying to find this man as well. Now, if you leave us be,
I'm on no one's side except for the truth.
well, we're trying to get the
That's
truth
exactly
as well.
what we're searching for.
I'm not so sure of that.
Wait, who's
No.
dead?
Stinky.
Let's see. The old jester.
Wait, what was the old jester's name?
The old jester's name was.
Fignor?
Ignore and
Yep.
Magerio.
And Magirial is the crier, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And then the first
Dimavir?
victim was the keeper of the apothecary.
Yeah, Dimavir. Which, Julep, you were actually extremely close with
Say
Dimavir.
Damavir?
Yeah.
And this is all
D-A-M-A-E, or D-A-M, D-E-M, sorry, D-E-M-A-V-E-R-E.
was.
This is all news to you. This is the first time you're hearing any of this.
Wait. Dimavir's dead?
Yes, do you know anything about that, Julep? You two are very close. Do you have an argument?
When did it happen?
About 4 nights
sir,
ago.
We
Um,
we've been outside of the Autumn Court until just a few hours ago.
Huh. That explains why I haven't seen you, Julep.
I can attest that Julep hasn't been here.
I don't know you.
I'd go from
I am Gooby, and I extend a wee hand out.
And he likewise returns, and as soon as he makes contact, you see a little bit of a disgust come across his face a little bit, and he just kind of like, and well, I'm glad to make your acquaintance, Gooby. I'll be keeping an eye on all of you, especially you, middleman. You may not have your death stick now, but that doesn't mean you didn't have it when the murders were taking place.
Well, sir, I can assure you I did not murder these people.
We'll see.
is
If any of you see it-
Dimavor
Go ahead.
is Dimavor the type of person that like could take care of themselves, or
He's like an older individual.
oh okay.
Yeah, he kept to himself, was mostly working on some of his magical stuff,
Okay.
and making potions and things like that. He was like, for you, like you live a life of chaos. He was like the only person like where you like calm down next to and like can have a conversation with.
Okay.
If any of you see anything, and he pulls out like a little card out of his pocket and holds it out.
You'll be the first to know.
Gooby will go and
It gets all soggy and falls apart.
he like goes into Gooby's hand.
Yeah. And you see now encased in Gooby's jello, like looking for him, is a card that just says like Officer Tinkerton, carrier pigeon number 9, and that's like his contact.
Carrier pigeon number 9.
All right. Well, be safe, and like I said, I'll keep an eye on all of you. And he gives like a nice little nod, and then wheels around and walks back over towards the infirmary.
I'm sulking in the rafters.
So many
Look,
dead ends.
come on down,
I don't wanna.
please.
Julep, come on, let's go for a walk. We're not gonna find much
Then-
in here.
Buzz down.
We can find a spot outside. Get acquainted. Catch you up.
On this walk, I would like to add a little bit of lore to the Fey realm and Gengu's
Okay.
capabilities.
Yeah, sure.
You know, guys, in that cave was the first time I actually truly slept.
Really?
It's weird. It's like this Fey realm is messing with my electronics.
is certainly different from where I come from.
Do you guys sleep like that every night? Just complete blackness?
Sometimes blackness, sometimes light.
Light.
Yeah, images, flashes,
Images.
sequences. Almost like a little film of your day, your week, dreams. You familiar?
Dreams. I've never heard of such a thing.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. It sounds like you are used to stasis.
Yeah, I'm usually very cognizant of what's going on at all times, even when I'm resting. It's like my eyes are open.
Find that fascinating that you experienced it differently here in the Fae.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know really when to bring it up, but I'm thinking that had to have been when someone took the cubic gate. It had to have been. It's the only time I didn't watch myself.
Hmm. So can you
And
speak of
I
that?
give a little sly eye to Juliet.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just kind of following, looking down at the ground.
At this point, I'm less sus about you because you seem genuine. But then again, I'm a little sus because you're Juliet.
And remind me again, Gengu, cubic. This item of yours, what? It got
Yeah.
you here?
Yes, we found it on the mainland in some sort of tomb, you would say, or some sort of cave, and it's able to take you to any of the planes. And I took my friends here, and well, I was trying to escape the dragon there and all the dangers of the mainland, but my friends did not want to stay. But I could not go back, so I stayed here in the Fae, and next thing you know, it's gone, and
Why did
my hope of getting back is gone as well.
Well, I don't know yet. We could find the gate, and perhaps Julep does know more. But you said you felt like you couldn't go back. Why?
Well, if you saw the state of that world, you wouldn't want to go back either.
The state of Terranthrial.
Yes. Tiamat.
What about it?
It has returned.
As a quite the stoic figure that y'all have known for the past few hours, there seems a bit of like genuine what, in her eyes on hearing that, like fear. There's some fear there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I'm worried.
I
for the lives of my
don't
friends.
I don't understand. Is it where at Brannicore?
To one of many places. I'm sure she has lit the entire continent in flame by now. Last thing I remember is a 5-headed dragon flying towards us. And that was pretty much it. An escape route, if you will, was that cubic gate.
And the area around Raven's Rook, do you know anything about it?
Not much. Why do you ask?
Same reason anybody asks anything, really. The past. Future. Questions. Hopefully answers about this murder. She actively deflected hard away from it.
Well, As you can see, I have a lot of larger things looming over me than this murder, but I don't know
Yeah.
when to get there. So I guess we better focus on this murder first and Cubic Gate second.
Speaking of this this other item you have, Death Stick. It was
Are we out
Quite-
like in the courtyard by now, or like I want to be like outside of the palace by now or something?
we found a little
Be like, oh, you mean this?
table area next to it. Yeah, right.
I pull it out. Yes, this. We had a friend, Baumgartlinger, a crazy scientist. Goddamn Branko. Yeah, I put one of my hammers in one of his contraptions and pulled a lever about one too many times, and this came out. Next thing you know, our buddy Mikey's dead. Place blows up. I have this. I have whispers in my head. I can't help but something's following me.
That's like quite the item there.
My
Oh,
goodness.
I was able to speak to our friend on the bench. Asked him who killed him, why he died. All of that wasn't much use. Seems pretty brain dead. He must have been sleeping when it all happened. He didn't see much. But he says the first people that attacked him seemed to be wearing black cloaks, just like the people that blew up the bridge. So it all seems connected. The only thing I can think of is, why are they trying to shut him up?
Maybe he saw something that night.
Yes, I've been poring over our notes again, and I just cannot seem to find a thread between our three victims outside of just being members of significance or rank within the Queen's Court. And we had
Was-
the Keeper, the Apothecary, we had the Jester, and then the Crier. But outside of that, they don't seem to have a relationship between each other, and the MOs are slightly different.
Was Dimivor like part of the Queen's Court?
Yeah, like he was. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
like, the court
okay.
is very wide, but like his job was just, potions and magical.
Got it,
making and
okay,
stuff like
okay.
that, yeah.
Potions, speeches, and songs. Why would anyone want to eliminate those? You think they
Then we-
just go straight for the queen?
Unless their goal isn't taking over the court as much as ensuing chaos.
I think Gooby has a good point.
It's ensuing chaos. I do remember
'Cause
quite a bit of that.
Between the victims, we also know this. Scooby, you said that you noticed the stench of potential poison with Magirial, and we know Demavir was found with multiple stab wounds that were confirmed from a blade dipped in poison or from a source of poison. Fignor had a smile carved into his face. It's easy to assume that maybe they were mocking his position as jester. Maybe, now that we heard after Magirial was attacked, the last thing he remembered was a sinister laugh with a snort at the end of it. And we learned from the trees that those cloaked figures are running, and one of them did hear them. Did he hear him laugh? No.
There was there was a smaller one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He saw them kind of like, and one of them was very small in stature.
Right. Okay.
Do we happen to know where the
Hmm.
bard resides?
Julep, you hearing about them talking about the laugh? That does sound familiar to you. A laugh with a snort. Sounds a lot like Apollo's.
Okay. The I will have been. have we seated at this point?
I'd imagine so.
Mhm.
Kind of powwowing somewhere outside.
Okay. I'll be like kind of looking over at this rustic little pocket watch, just like kind of fumbling with it, and without like looking away from it, I'll just be like, the laugh, that sounds a lot like Apollo's.
Carlos.
Who is this?
He's the new jester of the court.
Oh, I knew he was
On the
suspicious.
Triptifa.
He was the cupbearer before. And would we know, is that a little bit of an increase for him?
Yeah.
Stature wise?
Yeah, it is.
Do we know if anyone has replaced the Master of the Apothecary? Or the Crier yet?
No.
It's oddly suspicious that they kill a jester and immediately replace him with somebody.
Well, Apollo's was kind of like backup.
But
Did
like-
Apollos have any friends?
Was I? Am I Apollo's friend?
Yeah, kinda. In a way. It was more of like a friendship of where you thought of him as a friend, but like in reality he like bullied you a lot.
Damn.
Yeah, me and Apollo's are pretty
Yo,
tight.
fuck Apollo, dude.
Yeah, me and Apollo's are pretty tight.
Oh shit, no. Trauma.
Julep, do you know where the Bard's chambers are?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know how to get into them?
Yeah.
Would you know where he stores his knives?
Yeah.
So Apollos is a jester, not the
Yeah,
bard.
yeah, I'm aware. But the
Okay.
knife had a bard symbol on it, and
Right,
Julep
right.
knows exactly where they're stored and how to get in there, and he's a theft, so... Well... So many loose ends.
This is
Somewhere we can start.
another lead. I feel a good one.
Or
Would
we just
like-
find the bard himself. Before the King's Guard does, or the Queen's Guard.
would like to try to see Mavir's stocked as well. See if anything maybe look out of place or missing.
Good idea.
So where are you guys headed first? Or are you splitting up?
I don't think I'm quite welcome in the palace.
Somebody under
was-
their breath. Move, metal man.
Oh man.
Cool. Either way, we can all go as a group or split up. I think what Julep and I would probably be both familiar enough with the layout. I could probably at least take Gengu to the where Demavir worked maybe.
Yeah, I'll go that way.
I'm good either way. Whatever you want to do.
Well, Julep, Gooby, I think you guys can meander through the palace and find the Bard's chambers and investigate. Julep, I'm sure you can find a way in. Just don't touch anything.
I would have liked to see Demavir's stopped first, if that's all right.
Cool, so everybody's headed towards Demavir then? Or is Julep going on his own?
Could be a rogue mission.
I'm going wherever I'm asked to go, basically.
So
Is-
at this point, three of you want to go to Demavir first.
Well, so Julep doesn't know about the knife that we found, right?
No.
Who has it in their possession?
Probably Gooby.
Yeah, it's a good
Just like
question.
the
I
inside
do
of his
not-
chest.
There's several things that are just kind of floating around in there.
Gooby.
Yeah. The only reason I ask is we found this at the bottom of the bottom of the creek or the pond or river moat, and it's got this bard insignia on it.
You show Julep that.
Yep. Or if
Julep,
you can see it in his chest or whatever.
make a history check.
Can Bigsby look at it too?
Sure, I'll let Bixby look at it too.
18.
18. You get a good look at it, and you quickly you see the knife, and it looks familiar. Somebody has shown you this blade before, this exact blade. You know it's not the bard's, and you think really hard about it, and it kind of like in a sitcom, you and both Bigsby kind of exclaim at the same time, "This is Apollo's knife."
Okay.
Damn.
That's
Sure.
not a bard's knife. That's Apollos' knife.
It seems like all roads are pointing the same direction. Where is this man now?
What, it was... You guys found it in the bottom of the pond?
Yeah, I spoke with Mr. Bob Barker over there and just point towards the big old tree. And he said on the night that the explosion that destroyed the bridge that we came in on, he saw someone throw this knife into the pond afterwards, after running away.
First of all, Bob Barker, is that like... I know them as Bob Barker?
No, you don't know who that is. You have no idea who Bob Barker is.
Okay. Which tree told you that?
The big one over there.
What
You
could...
know this. This is like the life tree. Like the whole reason the autumn court is here is because of that tree. To you, this is like the most sacred tree.
It talks to people? This is common knowledge?
No,
If
you've
you let it
never.
talk with plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never known. You've never talked with it or known people to talk with it.
Okay. You talked to the life tree?
Yes, he was pleasant, really.
Did he say what the guy that tossed it in there looked like?
I said there were two of them. They were both cloaked and hooded, but one of them was quite a bit smaller than the other.
I don't know.
All he really got is a look.
I don't know why Apollos would kill anyone.
And stare.
Tulip. You alright?
Look up. No. Dimivir's dead.
You two were close.
Just nod.
And she'll kind of kneel down, be at like eye level with you. Put a hand on her shoulder. Sorry for your loss. Seemed he was quite important to you.
Thanks.
Hey, where is Demivir's body now?
Would Aoife happen to know that?
So while this murder is going on, they kind of have like a makeshift morgue. Normally, they'd be kind of like given like a very ceremonial burial, but all the people that died from these string of murders have kind of been just kind of taken and put in a makeshift morgue where you can examine the bodies at free. It's close to the infirmary. It's kind of like on the other side of it.
It is oh my goodness, Demovir's kind of like workspace and stuff. Is it that way as well, or would it be on the other side?
No, it's on the other side of the
Okay.
palace. Yeah.
Yes, Gengu. There's a place they're keeping the bodies. I'm sure they're transporting Magerio there now, where they're being more thoroughly examined for any clues or information. We could go there, but I suggest maybe we. If we do, maybe just a couple of us go. Unless Sheila will look back at Julep. How would you feel about that?
I don't care. And I'm still just staring at this pocket watch.
What is that, Julie?
It's a gift from Dimavir. It looks like a piece of shit, but it still works. Not shiny at all.
I was able to speak with Magerio, and he didn't have much to say. But maybe I try Dimavir. Perhaps we split up.
I don't want to be around for that.
Yeah, a little much for Julep here. Julep, would you mind showing me to where Dimavir worked?
Sure.
These two. Handle that.
All right.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, and Julep, before you go, what is it you took from the treasury?
I just give like it kind of a sly grin.
You don't have. I have a list, but if you don't want to, then we'll leave it a secret.
You sly dog.
I just give a sly grin and then start to mosey.
Alright, I'm gonna make my way to the morgue.
He's back. I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna enter the entrance of the Citadel. Get up to the wall.
Oh,
try to
boy.
do my performance check
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get this open again.
Oh yeah.
I got the DC. You don't do it at all. It's so off rhythm.
Ugh.
No,
Someone help me with this door.
I know.
Are you serious? You're trapped again.
Roke?
How many times must I teach you this lesson?
Oh.
That same one from earlier walks
Yeah.
up.
Metal Man.
And he does the knock really quickly and the door opens.
Ugh.
Can you remember at this time I'm not always going to be around to help you?
I will try my best.
Jeez, they let anyone
these
inside
hands.
these days.
Alright, I enter and is there any sort of like panic inside the cathedral, or is anyone still going about their days?
Inside the palace, you mean?
Or
Just
inside the
general-
palace, yeah.
Yeah, people are kind of like
It's on edge.
yeah, a little bit. You kind of get that feeling that there's a little bit of tension in the air, but there's also people just kind of going about their day as normal. But it is people know people are getting killed, and so.
Alright, I
Good.
want to keep my eyes peeled for the gesture just in case I come across him, but I'm gonna
Okay.
make my way to the morgue with Eva.
Cool. You guys make your way, and along the way, you don't see the jester at all, but you guys make it to the morgue without incident. Now over to Gooby and Julep. You guys are headed over towards Dimavir. Same thing. You guys kind of make it there without incident. Although Julep, you do hear some murmurings along the way. You hear the name Tristani come up. And you kind of peep in, because you know Tristani is an important person in the Feywild. Tristani is kind of like this mythical Eladrin that resides in the Serene Swamp, who is supremely magical. She has no ties to any of the courts, and the Serene Swamp is kind of like the Feywild's Feywild. Like it's very mystic and extreme. And she rarely leaves, but you overheard somebody saying that Tristani is coming to visit the court very soon. And as sad as you are, this gets you a little bit pumped up a little bit because this is like crazy that this is happening.
Yeah.
But you do make it to, other than that, to Demivir's kind of workshop without incident. We will start off with in the morgue with Aoife and Gengu. You guys arrive, and there's like one person kind of keeping guard, lightly, and they just kind of look at you. Can I help you? What is your reasoning for being here?
Would it be fair that Aoife would have been down and maybe having already performed an examination of Demavir specifically?
Yeah,
being
yeah.
4 days old and
Yeah.
starting to get a. Does she recognize this guard in particular?
No, it's just like another guard of the court, not a very highly ranking one.
Hello. Yes, we're here on behest of the Autumn Queen. We've been tasked to investigate these murders of. My name is Aoife. I should be on the list.
There's no list, but
Oh.
the Autumn Queen said that there might be some individuals along by to investigate, and that I should let them in.
Hello. Here we are.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling. And I just start walk past. Just start walk past them.
If you do, you walk past them. You guys arrive inside this small makeshift morgue room, and before you have 3 bodies kind of wrapped up in front of you, with kind of like toe tags on each of them with the names on it. So, before you see the first one is Fignor, sorry. Then you have, I'm sorry, there's only 2 bodies here. Material has not been moved over yet. So you have Demavir and Fignor are the 2 that lay before you.
I look over to the guard. I suggest you turn an eye.
Oh, I'm going to close the door behind you.
Very well.
As you walk in.
And I find the toe tag that says Demavir.
Okay.
And I slowly grab the cloth and start folding it down to see his face.
Cool. You see his face. You see a smaller elf, extremely short considering how elves are normally tall, but a very elderly, aged elf. He has snow white hair, that's balding a little bit, and has a receding hairline as well. Not very well built at all. Looks a little bit feeble, and you can see where very noticeably he would normally be having eyeglasses on, as he has, even days old, an imprint of where they would be resting on his nose. Yeah, so from all outside appearances, it looks like a sweet old man. You notice that there on his face, there's no kind of damage or anything like that.
What doesn't look like a brutal attack?
Yeah, well. Should see his back.
And then you pull down the cloth further and kind of flip him over, and you see that there's several stab wounds that are kind of necrotically like eating away at his flesh, and you can now see like bone and stuff poking out, and it's real nasty and goopy, not gooby.
Goopy's here.
You can tell that Gooby is the one that did it. No,
This whole time.
no, my best
Fucking
friend.
goop.
No.
With Gooby's insight earlier into the smell of around Majerial, is it sort of upon re-examining again now with that in mind, does it sort of hit the same?
Yeah, give me like a perception or even like a history check, whatever. Which one you prefer?
That's a 9.
A 9. It is a very similar smell. You can't place it. You now pick up on the smell. Majiriel obviously had this smell coming near him. Dimavir has the smell, and you've smelt it somewhere else before, but you can't place where.
I like to point out Gangu doesn't have the sense of smell,
No, Gangu does not.
so he's oblivious.
He's oblivious to the smell.
Aoife, brace yourself. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like this. And I open up my...
She gives a actual like genuine chuckle, like a soft chuckle, and be like, "Consider me braced."
I
Yes.
open up my
Yes,
chest
use me.
and get the wand of Orcus out.
Utilize me. I'm your tool.
And I begin to you speak with the dead, but
Okay.
I would like to imagine the room get much, much darker.
Yep.
Just all around this being.
Yep.
And then it's just like radiating green necrotic energy all around him.
Yeah.
And it's almost as like his body doesn't move when I speak with the dead, but it's almost as if his subconscious is like a separate being that comes out of him.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Aoife like looks around the room at like sort of this environmental transformation and sort of like gives extends the chuckle from the brace comment and just kind of keeps a slight grin about it as you proceed.
What is your relationship with Apollo?
Paulo murdered me.
Hear that, Aoife?
I'm braced.
You are braced. Was he alone?
He talked about working with others. Someone named Smudge.
And this Smudge, can you tell me more about him?
I don't know a Smudge.
Help me out here. I only have 2 more questions.
Ask him how you can take over hell. He probably knows.
Wando.
Crap. What else would we like to know? Okay, so we knew there were 2 running away, so that might be Smudge with them. Oh,
I'm gonna cut you off while you're thinking.
yeah, go ahead.
Why do you suppose he did it?
Maybe for that fungi he took with him.
Well, this is the first time we've heard anything about fungi. Well, oh, wait, yeah. There was the stuff I destroyed by the tree, yeah. The invasive, it felt invasive.
Well, I suppose.
It was hurting, not Woodford. The other one.
I don't think we got a name for that.
Oh,
I don't think
you
we did
never did know.
so
Yeah,
not Bob Barker.
not
Yeah.
Bob Barker. Or Woodford. We also talked to Woodford.
This man was a decrepit old country boy.
Woodford was great.
Yeah,
It
Woodford
was.
He was the yellow leaves, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There were 2 others. Fignor and Majuriel. They got them too. Do you suspect why?
No idea. Sorry.
And at that point, his soul sucks back into his body, and
Ah.
the lightness comes back into the room.
Dimavir recedes away back to being fully dead.
And I look at Wando. You're quite useful.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying.
And I just put him back. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you, you dumbass. Let's take over the world.
Kill them all.
Did you hear what I heard, Aoife?
I did. So, I guess, well, halfway home, we know who did it. Not so clear on the why.
Do you suspect he's trying to kill the Bob Barker? Or all the other trees that can talk?
That's the part that I have not expected and quite frankly don't understand quite yet. I understand the greed and the drive to ascend in rank, and I wouldn't go about killing members of a royal court to do it, but maybe just some hard work, something.
But a fungus.
But this fungus is, yeah, it's
Do you suppose it kills more
strange.
than just trees?
she'll kind of like sort of slyly grin again and be like, yeah, maybe not the best decision to have destroyed it all back there. Seeing as now we don't have even a sample of it. Or did I? I didn't take any, did I? I don't think I did.
No, and then I think
It
Gooby
burst
came
into
up
flames,
behind
did it
and
not?
like
Something?
somebody came up and like fully destroyed it. Like it was like receding away, and then somebody was like, "No, it's gonna go all the way away."
Yeah,
I forgot who.
I think Aoife did that. She
Yeah.
like leaned down and cast it. I remember casting inflict wounds on like the source
Yeah.
and but yeah, damn. Yeah. Not sure about the connection with the fungus just yet, but
An apothecary with a
maybe we'll
fungus.
find more there. Well, did are you able to? You have, from what you're telling me, two seemingly very powerful items. Is this is this wand able to do that again? Could we talk to Fignor now?
Well, I believe we could.
I think it's worth the 5 questions. Maybe he can give us a little more.
Yeah. I go over to Demavir, tap his chest. Rest well, my friend, and put the cloth back over his face.
Yep.
And then roll back the one on Fignor. And with your permission, I would like to skip to the other people. Go
Yeah.
through his stuff.
Yeah. So back over to you guys in Demavir's kind of workshop area. You walk in, and Jillip, you feel right at home. There is all kinds of plant life kind of hanging from the ceiling, and in like little buckets and containers all around. You can see he's got like a little chemistry set where he was mixing something at some point that's just been kind of left out. This is not where he like lived. This is not his room, but he had like a bed that he would sleep here when he would be working long nights working on stuff. There's all kinds of books and stuff that you never bothered to read because that's not your game. But you always assumed that the knowledge that he gathered throughout the years was kept inside these books. And so you guys kind of approach this scene. It's not been touched since the nights of the crime. So there is signs of a struggle. There's like a chair flipped over with one of the legs kind of broken. And some dried blood on the ground along with this now kind of like fungal matter growing out of the blood that looks very familiar to the one that was on the tree. And you can see that there is several containers that have been emptied and kind of left out inside the workshop.
I'll have walked in and initially been like kind of just like solemnly taking it all in. And then and I'm just walking in there, and then once I see the blood in the knocked over chair, I'll kind of like just stop and kind of stare at it.
Ubi walking up behind him will just say, "Okay, if you want to be outside."
No, it's. And then I'll stop myself. I'll start walking forward towards the lid. Once I get up to it, go ahead.
But
And once I get up to it, I'll kind of just like sit in front of it.
Okay.
Ubi's gonna just kind of walk around and look, not just for like, because obviously there's signs of a struggle in there, but looking like, are things like potions or ingredients, things like that, pretty well maintained,
Organized?
and
Yeah.
organized?
Yes.
Looking specifically for like, is there anything that looks out of place?
The containers that are kind of out and empty, you go to kind of look at the labels of them, and you see that most of it's just kind of like normal kind of ingredients, like nothing too special, like different solvents and things like that. But you do notice that gunpowder was kind of emptied out from here, along with fire salts are missing as well. And those are two kind of like not normal ingredients that would, everything else was kind of like you could find like in just go outside and grab some water or some, something else. But these are two very specialty items that seem to be missing.
Once I find those, I'll Philip, does the friend dabble with explosives?
In the time that he's been, perusing, I imagine Bigsby would have been like kind of like comforting me, and in the moment that that Gooby's been perusing, I feel like Bigsby like gets up in front of me, looks at the blood, looks at me, and is basically just miming like he's going like Bigsby's going aggressive with it, like we gotta find who, like we gotta find, and he's like, we gotta find who did this, we gotta stop him, we gotta do this for Dimavir. And I'm just solemnly like watching him do this, in front of me. And then I get up. I'm like, all right, we gotta find who did this. And then, what'd you ask?
Did he dabble with explosives?
Did he?
He had like gunpowder for stuff, but he never like made explosives. There was never like any reason to do that.
I mean, he didn't necessarily make them. He just, he kept the ingredients on hand, I guess.
They aren't on hand anymore. Everything else seems normal for the most part.
Well, what's up with this blood? There's some sort of fungus or something in it.
What are you doing here? Thought we dealt with you at the tree.
What tree?
When we spoke with Bob, he asked us to get rid of some fungus on one of his tree friends.
There's fungus on the trees? And it's the same as this?
Looks to be the same, and can I do like perception or investigation something on it and to figure out why it's here?
Yeah, sure. Do like an investigation or a nature check.
Definitely nature. Nature is much better. Well, only a 13.
You take a look at it and like the fungus seems to be growing out of the blood itself. Like it was kind of infected into the blood.
Getting close and trying to examine it, does it have like a particular smell to it?
It does. It smells just like what you were smelling in the infirmary around Majiriel's body.
This is concerning. Smells exactly like whatever it was that was used to kill Majirio.
As an apothecary, would I have known Dimavir to work with any fungi?
Not what you're seeing here. I mean, he's messed with fungus and stuff like that before, different mushrooms, but this is something different.
Do I know where in the apothecary he would have kept all of that stuff?
Yeah, it would have been like on, if you look over to your right next to the books, there's like a shelf, and you can see all of that still there. His different types of fungi and plant-based items.
Okay. Does he have... Do I know where his, like, books... I want to try and see if he's got any books on him.
On fungus? Yeah, sure. You look through and you find several books that seem to have some information on fungus. You can spend some time reading through them, skimming through them if you would like.
Nope. I'm just grabbing
Okay.
them.
Okay, cool. You get 4 different books, the 4 volumes of Fungus of the Feywild.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go back to like one of the workbenches and try to find like a couple of empty vials and something to scrape this stuff up with. And
Okay, yeah, you're able to find these.
vial.
Yeah, you're able to do that quite easily. Like I said, like it's not like going into the ground. Like you kind of scoop up the blood, and the blood is kind of now, kind of turned into like this like paste. And so it's all kind of like sticking together. And so the fungus is kind of growing through it and out of it. And so you just kind of scoop it and place it inside, and you can see like even like as you're putting it in, like it's continuing to grow slightly and expand.
We'll just be standing there holding this vial, looking at it. This seems all wrong.
I'll fly over and set the books down, and I'll be like, maybe this could help explain it?
And then if it's cool, we'll go back over to the morgue. So you were standing over Fignor, correct? And you were going to speak with Dad?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I roll the thing down, look at his face. What does it look like?
You see, like, the first thing you notice is literally, like, his face has had a permanent smile carved into it. And, like, the people at the morgue kind of haphazardly stitched his, like, cheeks back together. But, like, he was pretty well just cut up. And you can, like, they close his eyes, but it was pretty gruesome. You don't notice a fungal smell coming from him at all. This just looks like a normal kind of...
All right.
He was just
As
stabbed and cut
As
up.
I uncover before I do my ritual to see if I want to say anything to me.
about ignore. No, I think she's just letting you work.
All right, same sort of thing.
'Kay.
Raise the wand up, double hand it. Darkness comes into the room,
Yes.
almost like a small aperture.
Yes.
Glowing green light. Speak with dead on Fignor.
Speak with dead.
What is your relationship with Apollo?
That son of a bitch killed me.
So he's 2 for 2.
Maybe, so now we know that, maybe, directed about the fungus now? Keep our questions.
Do you know anything about fungus?
No, I don't know anything about fungus.
Eva, that didn't work.
Yeah, that might be on me. I think that's on me.
Of course not. Your brain is made to be the most powerful. You have all the knowledge.
I
Can you
guess
think of any motive for death? Or for your killing?
Well, as he was carving my face apart, and he mentioned wanting my job.
So he wanted to sneak in. Place of power. Was he alone?
Yeah, he was alone.
Well, this one seems pretty straightforward, Eva. I've only got one more question. Do you know anyone by the name of Smudge?
No, I don't know that name at all.
And it all, light comes back in, he sucks back in, and it's all done. Well, now we know Apollo's. I mean, this one was strictly just to get his job, it seems like. Get closer to the Queen, perhaps?
Right. So, we have his material motive, but again, the damage to the bridge and the spread of this fungus. Don't really know what that's about just yet.
Yeah,
Gingu,
seems
at
like-
that point, you notice as from behind Aoife, Dimavir springs up in a crazy animalistic way and jumps onto the back of Aoife.
Fuck.
and
Okay.
What's your armor
very
class,
cool.
Aoife?
Very cool. 19.
You feel as his now like overly grown fingernails claw into your back, and you take 4 slashing damage. And then I need both of you to roll initiative.
Oh man.
Well, 4.
The Last
Okay.
of Us. Fey edition.
Yep.
Damn, dude,
Alright.
that was a 20 and it rolled to a 2. You fucker, that's a 6.
Well, as he's on the back of you, you just hear these like wild animalistic noises coming out of this once deceased individual, and it's just like, and he begins clawing at you again.
Oh fuck me.
That will not hit you. And then another one rolls a natural 1. He loses grasp and falls prone on the floor behind you. Aoife, it is your turn.
Oh man. Okay. So similar to before, I think she'll go bloody, and then she'll throw her arm down, and as she does, like that same sort of like lavender into a deep purple, almost into a kind of a key lime green, kind of like flame energy comes down the like vines, you know, on her arm, and the her greats, her packed weapon, appears out of her arm, and I think she would twist around and try to place it at the base of his neck,
Mhm.
and try to speak at all, like see if he is at all conscious, or if he's truly just like,
So you're trying to talk to him?
yeah, I guess if anything, to take an insight into what the hell is going on.
Yeah, you can roll an insight. Yeah, sure.
Okay. 14.
That's not Demavir.
Yeah. Okay. Would that be an action to take that insight?
No, I'll say that's like I'll
Okay.
just give you a free action.
So I guess she'd just be like, "Oh, Julep's not gonna like this," and then she's gonna try to just, actually, she will cast. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, she'll just try to strike the great sword down through his
Okay.
head, or through
Yeah.
his neck. 18.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Holy fuck. Level 15. That's wild. So 25 base damage from the sword, and then she
Uh-huh.
will pump a divine smite into that.
Okay.
For an extra 2d8 radiant. See if he reacts anyway to that. Only 4 radiant damage.
Cool. Immediately, like, you slash like partway through his neck, and with the radiant damage, some of the fungus that you can now see is kind of grown through inside of him, that is kind of like taken over his nervous system. Is what it was Demavir is now extremely well damaged and bloodied, but still very animalistic and ready to press the attack.
All right. I'll use my extra attack.
Mhm.
Just go at his neck again. 27.
Yeah.
No divine smite into this, or divine strike into this one.
Cool. And with that slash,
24.
you finish the job and slash all the way through, and the body goes limp again, and you can see is the fungus doesn't die, but it just begins kind of like, I mean, you can see it's still growing and like eating the body itself and consuming it.
Goodness.
But we're out of initiative now.
Okay.
Holy cow.
Fuck.
What was
Goodness.
that?
I don't know. Just watch out for the fungus. It's. You see that?
Some sort of possession.
It's exactly what it felt like.
You know, perhaps Fignor or Majirio.
Oh fuck. I think she would turn and immediately start looking at Fignor for similar. Actually, you know what? I think she would take. After seeing that, yeah, she's gonna take the greatsword, or still out, and immediately slice Fignor's head off at his neck, or like
Alright.
just cut through and examine
Yeah.
to see if similar fungus is growing.
You don't see any fungus inside Fignor.
Alright.
You hear from outside like a knock. Is everything going okay in there?
Oh yes, everything's fine. Thank
Just
you.
a moment.
As I'm like, I just like slowly pull the sheet back over Fignor's.
You like
It-
start like get the head
Is
just
the
like
is the fungus moving like post-death, post-mortem?
Yeah, like it's slowly kind of growing and consuming
Yeah,
the
it's
rest
just-
of the body.
Oh my god.
Is it like growing over the table, or is it only interested in like
No,
organic material?
It's just going after organic material, yeah.
Okay. What seems to be spreading?
Yeah. Worried about that. This worked before. I don't know if it'll work again. We'll try to pull out a vial
Okay.
and try to collect some.
Okay.
Um, out of his wound?
Yeah, I mean you're able to do that. You start scooping into a vial, and you can see that
Kind of like
the yeah, you kind of have to like
work it
pull
tight.
some of the flesh off of, like it's just so strongly attached to the flesh that you kind of have to
Woo!
cut a little piece of the over with it.
She'll kind of stash that real quick,
Mhm.
dismiss the packed weapon, and she'll reach down and kind of like fan her fingers out along his wound and near the fungus and cast inflict wounds.
Alright. Unless you roll like
Yeah, 28.
you finish off the fungus begins withering and dying away and slowly kind of receding away.
All right. Well, hopefully the lads over there have found something. Maybe we should meet back up with them with what we know now and
No. Material now.
fair right. Good call.
And I'm
Good
gonna
call.
barge out of the door, and I imagine the
his buddy. Okay,
the
I'll meet you over there. I'll meet
The
you over
guard
there.
looks back in. What has happened?
and you just see like he looks in and just sees Aoife struggling with her 12 of strength, just trying to lift this body back up onto the table.
What did you do?
Listen, don't go in there.
Actually, I need your help. Could
Uh-huh.
you get a message to the Queen, please?
Sure. Yeah. What?
Just say that oh gosh. Okay. Do we want like some sort of like goofy like nickname to this troop? Should I like give something stupid like right now?
You got
It's
it.
your call. It's your call.
Oh no. Fuck. I'm not. Oh my god, I'm not in a creative enough headspace. I have no fucking clue. I'm panicking.
Just let her
I'm
know that the
panicking.
metal man and his
I'm
friends have
panicking.
found something very, very bad.
The metal man and his friends.
yeah.
And Co.
Got it.
Yeah. Say Metal Man and Company have need to speak with her at once. We have found important information regarding the recent crimes. So could you go do that, please?
Yes.
Actually, before you go, could you help me get him back up onto this?
Sure.
Careful where you touch. If you see anything wiggling, don't get near it. Right? Got
I
it?
hear you
All
have
right.
this conversation. I come in and grab this man with one hand, throw him on the table. Let's go. Oh, and by the way, where's the body of Majirio?
Majirio died?
Yes.
Oh, it's very sad. I think we know where to look. Thank you so much. If you could get that message to the Queen, be so appreciative. We will be speaking with her shortly.
Don't go in there.
Okay.
And I assume the other place is like right next door. You said.
Yeah, it's like around the corner. Yeah.
In that short little like sprint.
Yeah.
I think we're really killing this. Like to Gengu.
And if you've never seen Gengu run, he's running now.
Yeah. Some of the artwork falls off the walls as you go running past. Before we get to the infirmary, back to you guys. You guys, so you're talking about the books. Maybe that is something that could help us figure out. That's the last thing you said.
Oh, yes, that might explain whatever this stuff is. We'll start just opening the first book and trying to flip through it.
You start reading through the book. As you're flipping through the book, you guys hear kind of a knock at the door. And you look up and both of you see Fortuna standing before you. Oh, I didn't know anyone else come inside here. Obviously, Julep, I know Dimithir was your friend. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. I'm assuming you found out by now.
Unfortunately, yeah. We're trying to figure out what's up with it. Who did it?
I couldn't. I don't know why anyone would want to kill Dimithir. He was a friend of mine as well, you know.
Yeah, he's a friend to a lot of people.
I'm aware.
You know, they got Dimavir, they got Magirial, and they got Fignor. You better watch out for yourself.
I know. I sweat all day thinking about it. I could be next. Or you. Or anyone. No one is truly safe anymore, I feel.
Well, we think we got some sort of lead.
Oh. Who?
Well, not necessarily a who, but there's this fungus. It was in his.
Oh.
It was in Dimavir's blood on the ground there.
That's interesting. Very disgusting looking. What do you think this fungus has to do with anything?
Well, I don't know. That's what we're trying to find out now. And I'm pointing at the books Gooby's flipping through.
And Gooby, while still just flipping through, says, "There's a very distinct aroma coming from this fungus that we noticed on Magirio's body as well. Trying to
Interesting.
see if there might be any connection. Stuff does not seem to be natural."
Yeah. Well, maybe. If you need any help, I'd be more than welcome to pop a book open and maybe help as well.
You wouldn't mind, that would be very helpful.
Sure. Yeah. She kind of walks over and grabs a book. Do you know how to read very well, Juliet?
Yeah.
Do you need me to read it for you?
There's 4 books. The 4 of us can read. And then I'll start shifting like the other 3 out so that Gooby's got one, Fortuna has one, I've got one, and Bigsby's got one.
Okay. Cool. And you guys all kind of start skimming through the books. You guys go through and we'll say that you guys kind of, look for descriptions, anything that kind of matches what you guys are seeing. And you don't notice anything, like, we'll say that you guys spend like half an hour doing it. And you guys don't notice anything in any of these books that points you in, that stands out as being this fungus in these books.
Doesn't seem to be much here.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
do you
I've
know
never
if
seen.
you-
Yes.
Do you know anyone else that may have any information or knowledge about funguses in general?
Well, I'm the keeper of general knowledge, so I know a lot of things. I've never seen this fungus before in my life. The only other one that I think would know anything would maybe be Dimavir. But who's to say? Other than that, I don't know. Although I did hear that Tristani is making her way, which is quite extraordinary. But she knows a lot of things. Maybe if you can get audience with her, asking her wouldn't be such a bad idea.
What? Why is Tristani coming to the court?
I'm not sure. No one said. Just messages got this way that she is heading all direction.
When did she do?
Oh, I think later today.
Oh.
Yeah, she's very close.
I start like wiping myself off.
Gooby will look over at Fortuna. Who is this Astani?
She's a very powerful being. A lot of people think she's more powerful than the Autumn Queen, the Winter Queen, and the Summer Queen combined. She knows things. She's able to conjure magic that others can't explain. Do you know the Serene Swamp very well? Have you ever been there?
I'd say I have.
Oh, well, it's a very interesting place. Even in the Feywild, which I understand too, people of other planes doesn't make very much sense. The Serene Swamp makes even less sense.
I'd certainly like to see it then, given the chance.
Oh, I'd be careful. A lot of people that go there don't ever return out. Well, anyways, I have other things to attend to. I just why did I come here again? I don't know. But anyways, you all have a fine evening, and if I can be of any more help, just let me know. And with that, she kind of gives a little bow, and she turns and walks back out of the room.
Well, I guess I'll start looking around. I'll give it another once over before we leave, and I just want to do a general investigation of the room for anything else that seems out of place.
Okay. You look around, and nothing else seems really out of place. Even his personal belongings, what some would consider valuables, weren't taken. It was literally just some of the more neutral ingredients that he would use, and then the fire salts and the gunpowder that have gone missing.
Okay.
Blame me.
Wasn't us.
It wasn't me, I swear to God.
Well, Goob, should we regroup?
So, you think they might be on their way back here by now?
I don't know. It didn't really say where we were meeting up. I guess let's just head to the morgue.
All right. Jump back over to Gangu. Gangu, you burst into the infirmary, and you come upon a scene where all the nurses and people inside are kind of standing aside, and there's like a straight path over to Majerial, and you see the Tinkerton holding the back of Zindrath over the body of Majerial. Did you do this? Was this you? Were you the one who murdered him? I have witnesses that say that you were here last.
It was not me. Now quick,
then-
move. Everyone, get out.
He wheels around.
Everyone's
What?
in danger.
What are you? I knew it. It was the Metal Man. He draws his blade and he throws Zindrath to the ground. Don't worry, I will defend you all.
I will not fight you.
What did you come here for?
There's a larger danger out for all of us, and it's inside of that body right now. And if you don't believe me, you can stay here and die yourself. Now everyone get out.
Ifo.
Yeah, I'll come around. He's or crap, what was his name? Officer
Rurik.
Tinkerton.
Tinkerton.
Officer Tinkerton. He speaks
Huh.
true. We just came from the morgue. There's something seriously wrong with the wounds that were. We have reason to believe Majerial is a threat to everyone in this room right now.
How so? He is dead.
Right. So was Demavir, but he was able to do this, and I kind of turn and where the claw marks have like maybe gone through,
Yeah.
or left a scuffle in like the cloak, and
Mhm.
he reanimated and attacked us in the morgue.
Oh.
And we are concerned Majerial might do the same.
By the Autumn Queen.
Everyone out.
People begin kind of looking back and forth and then like scurrying out of the room.
And as they begin to do that, could I use Divine Sense?
Sure.
As an action, you can detect good and evil.
Mhm.
You can sense anything affected by. Well, anyway, location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet. And do I get a ping from Majerial? Okay.
No, you do not.
I'm gonna need some help from Wando right here.
So wait, were you detecting good and evil, or undead and?
Yeah, it
Or
says
does it
that,
do all of it at once?
right. It says you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, you don't detect anything coming from Majiro.
Okay.
Before he can even do all of that, my wand is out.
Okay.
And I also have a small knife in my
You
bag
do
as
have
well.
the death stick.
Get out now, or you'll be next, and not by my hand.
Is that a threat?
It is not a threat. I'm keeping you safe. Now get out of here.
I will stand outside, but I will be having questions for you when you return outside.
And I feel this overwhelming sense of dread over top of me. Like
Uh-huh.
I have to do something about this.
Okay.
And
Tinkerton begins walking out.
And Wando is whispering to me.
Yep. All right. It's okay.
And I take my knife and slightly just like scrape down his sternum to see if any like fungi starts like coming out with his blood.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
All right, and I immediately hear Wando start jibber jabbering to me.
You don't have to kill him, you can control him. You can make an army.
I would
We
not do
could-
such a thing.
We can take over.
He needs to die. He needs
They
to
all
die.
need to die.
He needs
They all
to
need
die.
to die.
And at that point, I just raise the staff up and do power word kill on this.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
Like all
Huge
the
eruption of green light in
Yeah.
this room, like
Yes.
even through the cracks of the door that the Tinkerton just closed at the bottom of it.
yeah, the whole room turns this necrotic green color. The fungus like it's like those like videos of like the nuclear bombs in the buildings like just getting blown away. It's just kind of like the fungus just dissolves along with
Jeez.
like most of the corpse. There's like one patient that was like trying to get out and he's like getting blinded by the light.
I like to
Um,
think there's a silhouette of me protecting him.
Yeah. This goes on for like 30 seconds and then everything kind of like settles. Good. Too bad you wasted it on a corpse. Could have used it on it.
It needed to die.
They all need to die.
No. Wando, no.
Oh, now's the time.
That was your last charge. Now shut up. And I put him away.
No.
That should be it. That should be it. Where were we?
The man from my
Um,
nightmares has come.
I imagine like even at like a nuclear testing viewing or something.
Yeah.
She just have like her goggles on and she
Yeah.
just stood there unfazed but very kind of excited at the,
About that
at the
time, you see Julep and Gooby like open the door. It's like with Tinkerton, like they said don't go inside. There was a great green blast and all kinds of noise and screaming.
Would
Gooby, we have something to tell you. We found fungus.
So did I. And
Oh.
Hold up the vial.
Burn it.
did yours did yours attack you too?
Not really attack, but it's still moving in here. It was growing out of Imavir's blood, and what happened here?
It's reanimating the dead.
Oh dear.
I suppose. I suggest you get rid of that vial, possibly by fire. Or you can wait a whole 24 hours on a long rest, and I can do this again.
This may have some answers to what's going on. We just define them first.
What do you know?
And not very much. Yeah. The workshop for Demavir seemed to not have a whole lot. He had some stores of gunpowder and these fire salts that were
Fire
missing.
salts? I am running low.
Fire salts.
Did you get any?
No, they were gone when we got there. Why, do
Enemy
you know
with fire
what-
salts. Well, Demavir attacked us. And
Sorry.
he's dead now. Eva made sure of that.
What?
She'll approach a little bit. The fungus had infected Demimir's blood. I'm assuming that's where you found Urals in the workshop?
Yeah.
Was growing
That-
specifically out of his blood.
Well,
Like he was
To-
replicating it.
to our surprise, that fungus seemed to reanimate. It wasn't Demavir, but it was using his body as we were attacked.
Some sort of surrogate. Yes.
As she said it reanimated him, I'm just like slowly stretching out my arm to set this vial down and put away from me. Set it down on a table and just. Okay.
Yeah, this worried about the containment of it all, but we sent the guard that was posted up at the morgue to let the Autumn Queen know that we'll be able to share an audience with her and sort of explain all this.
Hey, Gooby, did Bob Barker mention any other trees infected or just the one?
He only knew of the one that was infected. He wanted us to deal with it before it spread any further.
We should burn the whole forest down.
What?
Not be crazy.
Well, I saw crazy back there, and you don't want everyone else to get crazy. You
Well-
might not have a world to live in after this.
would would Eva have recognized the power word kill as like a spell?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. What sorry, what did you just say as Gengu? What was the line?
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna have a town after this, essentially.
Well, did you guys figure anything else out besides that there's this fungus infecting people?
Smudge. Smudge. Do you guys know Smudge? Gooby, sounds like you're kind of.
Pops ahead a little bit.
Right.
I'll let that slide.
Yeah.
Go out find the queen. I'm gonna go search some more trees.
Oh shit.
Gangu, you run outside the infirmary and you see on the ground, cut open, and still a little bit alive, is Officer Tinkerton.
Oh
my god,
my
no.
God.
The jester. Where is he?
He's
Tinkerton.
That
Who was it?
I want to point out we still don't know that Apollo's
yeah, yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
I'm giving
Gengu-
context clues.
He's going for the queen.
Who was it?
Oh.
He's next.
Fuck. Okay.
What the
The
fuck?
little one.
It was Apollo's?
It was Apollo's. He snuck up behind me. He came from above.
Above.
He came from above.
He killed Fignor and Demavir as well.
That little rascal. I always knew I would go out in the line of duty.
The queen. She's in mortal danger. We must find her.
You must.
I'm buzzing, dude.
As as he's
And then he
like,
holds his hand out to you, Gengu.
I grab his hand.
Middleman.
I told you it wasn't gonna be me that killed you.
I
would've
know.
met your death.
I know. Forgive me. My judge of character was so wrong.
See you in another life. Maybe it will reanimate you as one of me one day.
And then he like goes to like give you like a high five. He like goes like that. He lets go and he gives you a nice like firm grasp. Get him good. And he just goes limp and he dies.
And I grab and I take his sword with me.
Okay.
All right, I'm going straight to. I'm kind of running toward where we met the queen right off the rip, like kind of off that palace to the left, up the stairs,
Yeah.
in that room where we first met. Just kind of looking for her everywhere,
Cool.
in a panic. Also looking for the jester at all.
Yeah.
points, of course.
So Gengu has just run off.
I'm doing the same. I'm
Cool, you're
buzzing. The
following
second that he
Gengu.
says that the
Oh, dear.
queen's in danger.
Yeah. All right.
Aoife will run out the back and can she see where Tinkerton was stabbed?
Yeah, he was like stabbed multiple times in the back.
She's gonna try to do her best to target those areas with another inflict wounds and try to catch if there is any traces of the fungus.
Okay. Yeah,
before it spreads.
Give it a nice attack roll. And then let me know the damage on this one.
Ooh, 13. Is that enough?
Give me the damage roll.
Okay. 10.
Yeah, I'll say that whatever fungus was starting to spread, you've managed to kill it and then really taken root. Yeah, it was literally just happened.
And she'll sprint off. Pursuit of the rest of the group.
As you guys are all kind of running out into the halls, a lot of other people are running kind of like opposite direction. You keep bumping into people. It's like a big crowd, and they're running towards like the exits, out to the kind of area where the trees are.
And they still have other bridges to go across, right? If they need to escape. There's only one that was broken.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that was the main one, but it's like repaired enough where people can cross. It's got that little
Gotcha.
magical bridge part of it. So you can see all these people running. It's not really, they don't really have fear in their eyes, though. It's more of like excitement.
Oh, right. The arrival.
Well, I'm.
Yeah,
I Queen.
Yeah,
Okay.
Autumn Queen.
agreed.
You guys run all the way over to the Autumn Queen's like chambers and throne room, and you break in, and she's sitting there with the bard playing music, and she looks up as you guys burst in.
Gesture. Where is he?
I don't know.
Good.
I have had some complaints about you though. A guard that I had in the morgue said that you cut up some of the bodies, and that there was something going on about fungus, and Zindrath swears that you framed him for murder.
Yeah, it's okay.
I look around having other people explain it for me.
I think Eva would definitely step up, Your Grace, and begin to try to explain in a concise manner the explanation for the actions in the morgue, but more pertinently that we have found out that Apollos has committed the murders, and something from his blade is infecting the blood of the victims, which is reanimating their corpses. The fungus.
Oh well, that is alarming. Well, we will keep an eye out on Apollos. I haven't seen him in quite some time. We'll double the guards for the night. This business with Trostani arriving has made things quite difficult for me. Very well. Well, we'll keep an eye out on Apollos. I haven't seen him in hours.
We'll try not to cross his path. He's a murderer.
Yes,
He was-
I'm aware.
He was just at the infirmary.
Officer Tinkerton fell by his hand.
And I take his sword and put it at her feet.
She grabs it and picks it up and looks at it. Officer Tinkerton, so loyal. We will, when this is all done, we will have a memorial service for him and the others. We will remember his bravery. He was killed by Apollos, though, yes?
His words.
This is most disturbing. And you believe that Apollos is the cause of all of this?
We know.
He's
I spoke
working
to the dead.
with at least one accomplice. We were able to speak with Julep. Said it was the life tree. And said Gooby was able to speak with the trees. Gooby.
It's Bob Barker out in the front there.
You spoke with Bob?
Bob was quite pleasant.
He is.
But
He's a sacred tree. Usually only the Autumn Queens speak with him, but I'll allow it.
He mentioned the night that the bridge was destroyed. He saw two individuals that were running from the explosion. One of them threw away this dagger and produced the dagger and set it on the floor.
I see.
Which Julep has definitely confirmed that this was Apollos' blade as well. We still don't know who second individual was, though.
We have reason to believe that there's an acquaintance named Smudge.
I don't know this name.
Demavir was able to give us that insight. A little bit of necromancy. Just give an eye to Gengu.
Yeah, I don't know this name. Alright, well. For now, we will keep on alert for Apollos. But we have to try to act like things are normal. Tristani is here. The people are excited.
Your
Keep an
Grace,
eye out.
Not to be too dramatic, but in Tinkerton's dying words, he said that Apollos claimed he was going to make a direct try on your life.
Well, I will keep my best men close then.
Oh, wasn't Tinkerton one of your best men?
He was,
Caught
but
him by surprise.
I'm aware. But I can't have fear dictate my actions.
Very well.
Tristani should be here any minute. She is supposed to be making her way straight to the throne room.
Anything you need from us?
If you'd like to stay and keep an eye out, that would be most welcome. If not, I know you've been running around all day. And get some rest. Whichever you prefer.
No, we need to find Apollo before I get any rest.
We will, eventually.
Eventually.
Yes, very soon, hopefully, but like for now, we have things happening.
Yeah, the death count is at 4. Expect 8 by nightfall. 16 by tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Gengu, was it? I appreciate your sentiment. I really do, and I know what I asked you to do. But right now, I have to take care of things that are happening in this moment.
You don't suppose this is happening in the moment?
I know it is. But I can't show the people that I am afraid, or they need to fear for their lives. We are not there yet.
Okay.
All right. About that time, the doors kind of burst open and trumpets begin sounding as a very elegantly dressed woman in these green robes comes walking in. She's flanked by elves on either side of her. And she has like these small fireflies that are kind of always just like surrounding her. She appears very calm and very stoic. She walks in with the trumpets blowing behind her and a crowd now gathered outside the room. They don't walk inside with her. She walks forward and kind of gives a nod to each of you. And before she makes her way up towards the Autumn Queen, who is standing kind of at attention for Tristani, she makes kind of a beeline towards Gengu. Hello, Gengu.
Have we met before?
No. But I know of you.
You know of me.
I know
How
of
so?
you. Oh, rumblings through the grapevine.
From the material plane.
Oh. Just from the grapevine.
I'll look around to everyone else.
The mention of the grapevine, is that
No.
spark anywhere? Okay. I just
They a friend of Bob's.
Oh yes, Bob. No, Bob is talking with my guardian treants right now, I believe. They've kind of placed them outside. They can't fit inside this palace.
fucking badass. She's guardian friends.
But back to you, Kengu. I know that you're at a bit of crossroads. You have a decision to make. And I think you'll make the right one. When you do, I have something for you.
I want to be like looking back and forth between Tristani and the Autumn Queen. Like, how's the Autumn Queen reacting to the fact that Tristani's directly approached Gingu here?
Gingu, she's like kind of like a little bit shocked.
Yeah.
And she kind of gives you a pat on the side, Gingu. Cold on the outside, warm on the inside. Now, as for you, and she turns around towards the Autumn Queen. We have many things to discuss, I believe. You mind if we go to your chambers? The Autumn Queen. Of course, yes. They both kind of walk off towards the back room where the Autumn Queen's chambers is.
Are there guards back there? Zindrath, are there guards back there?
I think she's got some guards in there.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta have a conversation. You guys told Tinkerton that I killed people? What the fuck?
Never said such a thing.
I just told him that I last saw you in the throne room. He asked where I last saw you. I said I last saw you in the throne room.
No, somebody said that I was in the infirmary standing over Magirial when he died.
Oh, were you?
No, I was here the whole time.
Well, then it seems like we have an imposter. Now listen, we need to find Apollo.
No,
I haven't seen him.
No, not an imposter. And if he like looks over at Aoife in the time that he took to like
I'm like,
turn his
shut
head,
up.
she's shifted to him, to his form, and stares back at him.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not.
It was, and then she'll shift back. It was me.
Yeah.
We heard that you and Magirial were close. We were following a lead.
Yeah,
I
we were.
shapeshifted. I just want to be transparent with you. I shapeshifted to approach, so as not to erase suspicion, so we could examine the body.
the Ticketon story got a little out of hand. I promise you, no attempt on your reputation was intended.
I need a smoke break. We'll finish this discussion later. I gotta get out of here. Zindrath kind of grabs his loot and storms off past the crowd. And now it is just you guys standing alone in the throne room with the crowd outside, with guards kind of holding them back.
Yes. Could
What?
I try? Could I try? Oh man, that's only for a minute, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to use this ability, Ghostly Gaze.
Okay.
Kind of walk up near, if we're kind of near the vicinity of the doorway to her chambers where they went
Yeah.
inside. It says you gain the ability to see through solid objects with dark vision to a
Okay.
range of 30 feet for a minute. So I think she would just do that to make sure that they had some sort of backup in there, or if it was just them two.
Yeah, you can kind of see what appears to be two like armed guards of the Autumn Queen's court, standing kind of near the door on the inside, and then Tristani and the Autumn Queen are set at a table having a conversation.
All right. She does have guards in there. I think we just post up out here.
Cole, did you say you have to be done by like 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're at a good place to stop. I feel like we're at a good solid place to stop.
Metal Man.
Metal
Dude,
Man.
Metal Man and Co.
Getting some potential crossover material plane lore from
Dude, I don't know how she
Zadani.
knows me.
This is very interesting.
Tristani's a powerful.
Cold on the
Powerful
outside,
being.
warm on the inside.
It's all them fire salts. It's all them fire salts he's been
Right.
consuming.
Oh, yeah.
Some fire salts are brewing.
Yeah, Cole's the only one that knows about Tristani.
Yeah, it took me probably like 2 minutes of you like going through the description of her for me to be like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
Is she from Halentra?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's
cool.
awesome.
She knows Gengu. Would she say the Great Vine?
The grapevine. Through the grapevine.
Through
Just
the
you know.
grapevine.
She was just
I
doing a
see, I
saying.
see. My
Yeah.
bad. My bad. Yep. Yep.
It also could actually be from a grapevine. We don't know.
Right. Exactly.
That is exactly how Gooby was understanding it.
Interesting though.
Yeah. So, all right. I'm hoping we have like 1, maybe 2 more Feywild sessions left, and then Gengu will make his decision.
I'll make it back.
Yeah.
We'll make it back. It's not up to me. It's up to the fate of D&D.
Oh yeah.
I got some stuff planned. I got some stuff up my sleeve.
Hell
It's
yeah.
all right.
I think having Gengu's like idle state change in the Feywild.
Yeah, I like
is a-
that.
is a
That was cool.
Good
Yeah.
catch. Also, I've got some dream sequences I'm brewing up.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Well,
So,
you guys
Excited-
are,
yeah. excited
are
to have a-
open when we get back. You guys are well and truly open to a rest. So
Cool.
shit, I won't rest until that jester's dead. He's on a rampage now.
Hollow's out here
yeah, man.
trying
He's-
to induce a Fey
Yeah.
pandemic.
Yeah. There's something amiss.
Something amiss.
Dude, what's so funny is I just read a book called The Justice of Kings where the main character is going through like a murder mystery and he also has necromancy capabilities.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
was like,
That's
fuck
cool.
yeah, let's do it.
That's
I looked at the
cool.
Wand of Orcus, all of them are like kill, 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 reanimate, kill, speak with dead? Alright. And it just so happened that I had 4 charges left for power word kill, and it just seemed like
That was so funny. That was like, I was
So
like,
much
he's about to.
overkill.
Yeah. I was like, he's gonna smash like his head in, like it's gonna
Yeah.
be gruesome. And you're like,
BM.
and you're like,
well,
power word
Gengu's the master of overreacting.
Yeah.
He's rage filled. He's a barbarian.
I will say this: out of everybody, I feel like Gengu's the only one that's acted appropriately as far as like, this shit's kind of wild. Like we need to fix this right now. Everybody else seems really chill about it compared to Gengu.
Yeah, like I mean, if there's a murderer running afoot, you can't just be like, oh, let's take a nap. Like,
Yeah.
let's just figure this out tomorrow.
In the name of Tinkerton.
All right. Now that it's been revealed, I guess I'll go and talk about it. So, did anybody make the connection with the knife and Apollos? Anybody?
From
Not
the
really.
leer, like from
Yes.
the no,
Yes.
no, not from the leer.
So
I thought this was going in the direction with the laugh and the smiles and everything. I thought this was gonna be Smiley, like
I
up to
I
no
have
good
been-
after he ran off.
I've been suspicious of Apollos, just because like
Yeah, when he tripped me,
when he
fucking
tripped you,
my ass.
Ryan specifically said something about his laugh. It was like, that's interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that's a good catch.
But and him being small, for that
Mhm.
being no. Beyond that, I've been like, I'm
so
wary of this Apollo stuff.
Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah.
see. That's cool.
I used a little bit of Greek mythology.
There
I
you
like
go.
that. I
love it.
like that.
Really adds to the story.
I knew it was Apollos all along. Not a doubt in my mind.
We also discussed, like, since this is kind of like Gengu's arc, it would be cool to go do like Rango's arc and have all of us have side characters, or like Ojutai's arc. And
Yeah.
just to,
I definitely
off
think
mix
like once we like finish the campaign, or like because
I think
after
there's a lot
Gengu
of
gets
the world to
back,
explore.
yeah, I feel like after Gengu gets back, it's gonna be pretty much straightforward to the end.
Yeah, we got a pretty clear line of what's happening at the moment.
Yeah,
And I'm so glad that I don't know anything about it.
yeah,
Yep.
dude, I can't wait
Yep.
for like.
Oh yeah, God,
Dude,
You're
some of the
gonna
like
get-
the
as soon-
knowledge
dude,
dump.
dude,
Bro,
I would
We're
say,
gonna need an entire session of just like, all right, you're gonna want to sit down for this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
The
return
first-
and everyone's gonna be an old ass man. All my friends are gonna be dead. That's the end of the story.
It's it's a lot. There is a lot dumped, and it just the
I mean-
location and like the timing was like where I planned on it. It's just that you weren't there, so it was like, oh well.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. But the fact that Gengu is so ignorant about it all, it really lets it feed a little bit. Like, you don't have to tell me everything. You can tell me what's necessary. You know.
Dude, that's why like when Tristani fucking recognized Gengu, I was like, whoa, hold on.